Matt Gaetz made clear earlier this week that yes, to the surprise of I think no one paying attention, he is thinking about running for governor in 2026. So he gave an interview with the Tampa Bay Times in which he said he is starting to think about running for governor in 2026. Now, if you've been watching my videos, reading my writing, you will not be surprised by this, because this is what Gaetz has planned all along, to run. Yes, if he could be attorney general, he'd have been thrilled to be attorney general, but it wound up being too much of a pain in the butt, and so he's out. Now, some people say, well, what about that giant ethics committee report that found him, that he did some things with women and drugs that you wouldn't think might get you elected governor? I think that we have to contextualize this in the world we live in. You know, Donald Trump is the president of the United States, or will be very soon. People knew what they were getting, which was not a upstanding, the height of moralness when they elected him. So I just wonder whether those standards that we've always operated on are different. And, Gaetz is just going to dismiss all of this as fake news, right? So he said to the Tampa Bay Times, they asked him about the House Ethics Committee report, and he said, "Those lies have been told about me for years. They've never affected my ability to win elections." He's not wrong. Kevin McCarthy the former House Speaker, ran a well-funded challenger against Gaetz in the Republican primary in 2024, and Gaetz absolutely smashed him. He is beloved in the MAGA community. And I honestly think, and I know people roll their eyes at this, but I honestly think he's the front runner to be the Republican nominee for governor in 2026. And if he is the Republican nominee, well, then he's the favorite to win, because Florida has moved in the direction of Republicans in a pretty significant way in the last couple elections. So yes, you could absolutely see a Governor Matt Gaetz at this time in 2027. I don't think there's any question. Now, are there other people mentioned? Yes. Florida First Lady Casey DeSantis, Ron DeSantis' wife, is interested in running for political office, and could be a serious candidate. Byron Donalds, the African-American member of Congress from Florida, also mentioned as a potential Republican candidate. Florida Agriculture Commissioner Wilton Simpson mentioned. Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody mentioned. Now, the Moody thing is interesting because it gets to why Gaetz announced his interest in running for governor now. So if you remember, DeSantis, the still governor until 2026, Ron DeSantis that is, said that he would make a decision on filling the likely vacancy created by Marco Rubio being confirmed as Secretary of State, which hasn't happened yet, but we expect will. That DeSantis said he would fill that vacancy, or announce his choice to fill that vacancy, in early January. Well, look at the calendar. We're in early January, people. I think Gaetz wanted to get out in front of all the chatter that will be set off about 2026 once DeSantis makes that pick. Now, we expect him to pick Ashley Moody, the Florida Attorney General. If he does, that's one more person Gaetz doesn't have to worry about in the Republican primary. But I think Gaetz wanted to make clear to everyone whose name I just mentioned, Byron Donalds and Wilton Simpson and Casey DeSantis and Ashley Moody, that yes, he is probably running for governor. And he's going to be a pretty formidable candidate, even with all the baggage he brings to the race. So if you've been following me, you won't be surprised at this, but you should take Gaetz's potential candidacy, I think he's going to run, seriously, because I do think, given how powerful he is within the MAGA movement, both in Florida and nationally, he's probably the favorite. Even with everything all the water under the bridge, he's probably still the favorite to be the Republican nominee for governor and the next governor of Florida. All right, everybody take care of yourselves. Be well.